Let's get it. It's 8 p.m. We live. Just to get right to the podcast. You already know your boy King Heru Uzi and Espizito. About to turn them up.
This is rated R, not TikTok. We'll keep going when the beat stop. And you can check my time like a gym watch. I love the way it tastes, Miss Butterscotch. And you can ride it slow like you doing squats. I love the frosted message cherry on top. Surfing, wave riding. It's like a volcano when I slide in. I've been rocking boats, Poseidon.
It's good, cuz. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if I'm moving good, if I'm not skipping this shit.
So won't you follow me to another land? I'll treat you like a goddess from the motherland. You know what's in the way, so you
I'll see if I got a Rello. What's good? That's alright. After the show, I'll go get me one. I need a Rello. Hey, you good? Everything good? Okay. Make sure to tell bro, I know he'll be in here. Tell him to hit me up this week. I know he's supposed to hit me so we can get that, get them things ordered so I can get on there. I'm ready to, For the shoes, for the little ones. And then y'all, we can talk now, Ain't nobody in here. It's just us rocking. Hey. There you go. I was just about to say, hold up now. I know I ain't got to say no shares and nothing. Her hands in my pants, but she kissing me, she sucking while I roll my blunt. I'm high and I'm floating while I'm in the guts. And this is making I kinda kiss me down when it thrive. So we can make love in the cloud. Yeah, I just was going by checking the paints and stuff. Woo. She actually had her shoes in the box and let like some black stuff get on some goddamn custom purple and something shoes I made. I'm not even gonna go there. It was goody though. Yeah, I was talking to Jazz. It was good.
I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? What's good? What's good, Beanie?
No, I'm good on your end. You can hear me. Everything good?
Yeah, you good. Clear, all that good shit. Very good. Very wonderful. See? Oh, crisp. Look at you.
You already know. It's go time.
Hey.
Let me sure I got my notes for the night.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, they get ready. I say, yeah, you sent some shit out.
Absolutely.
Shizzy's blizzying so we can get the
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. What I think? I don't mean.
Gonna be one of them nights.
Yeah, let's get it. I love you, you know what I mean? You said you wanted to, this is what you wanted to do, so I said, hey, let's go.
We've gotten to a point where we can't duck certain shit. So,
Thanks.
But it's what we do. Truth is the truth, is it not?
That's 100. Bang, bang, boogie. It is. The truth is the bang. The truth is the truth. Yes. Just go sit there and shoot me like that, LA. What if I send some out? Let's see. I hope it don't start getting crazy. I'm trying to send some. Whoop. Let's join. This button? This button. Here we go. There we go. Here we go. Get some people up in here. Here we go. Get some people up in here. Let's see. Let's see what happens. what happens. We still got a few minutes anyway. How's everybody? Y'all ready for the week? Y'all ready for the week?
Oh no, I'm
Yeah.
getting the fuck up out of here towards the end of the week, so
Oh yeah, I'm about to say yeah. So
I'm gonna
yeah.
reset.
Oh, you ready for the week?
Lord. I said it the other day. I put it in the stories. I was like, since I got fucking COVID up on my back, like the pedal fucking. So it's definitely that time to just recharge a bit as we head to the good old equinox, as they say.
Facts.
I mean, everybody talking about the first day of spring. I'm like, all right, cool, great, fantastic. But let's talk about equinox.
Yep, let's talk about the equinox, baby. The new year is coming. It's time. Oh no, what is it? What's today's date?
27th,
The what?
27th.
Oh yeah, last day, 24th, 25th. Really 3 days. So the last day was yesterday. Yeah,
Good evening, beloved.
it's the new year.
Sorry.
Hey, what's good, Queen? Yeah, the new year. Yup, you're right. The new year. It was the 24th to 25th. North and south was equal.
Yep.
One day equal sun and light time. That's why you had the sun and moon out at the same time that you could see them like damn near like they was like, what the fuck? You was looking at them across from each other because everything was equal that day. That was a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that science meant for that, because it's the new year. It's fully has cycled into 1 year. Not that 3-something 65 bullshit. That ain't the goddamn year. You silly McGillies.
Correct.
But other than that, yeah, this is an introduction. Introduction.
Don't be calling me.
Huh?
He said, come on, crazy lady. You know what time it is. Don't be calling me.
Oh, somebody calling you?
And once 8
You
o'clock
are.
hit, everybody, phone call, stop.
Yeah,
But
nah.
yeah,
That's
like you were
definitely.
saying, with the whole spring equinox and everything like that, I was peeping how Congress is, well, they're debating and arguing, talking about, they want daylight saving time to be permanent. You know what I'm saying? So that we don't gotta fall back or spring ahead. We just stay in the quote unquote spring ahead mode. And I was having a debate with a few people about it, and I was like, bro, like this is how you know time is a construct, right? But at the same time, you're talking about something that's lunar, and you can't control that.
Yeah, word. Ain't nobody worried. Yeah, I'm about to say, ain't nobody going off
So
there.
what you talking about?
Yeah,
Controlling?
I'm about to say, yeah, you can't control nothing to go off that. That's what I said. These motherfuckers got so much going on and so much shit. Got these people so much brainwashed. These motherfuckers walking around the earth and really on this planet. These motherfucking reptilian evil entities thinking they got damn gods or something. Like, motherfucker, ain't nobody going off that. What are you what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna
So
do? Keep
I
the time.
thought it was funny. I'm like, y'all niggas just doing too much.
Yeah, time that way. Okay, what's that gonna do? It's not gonna change. It's not gonna change. What you think? All of a sudden, nowhere, the Earth, and planes gonna say, "Oh yeah, we just gonna go on your time now." Now
Exactly.
we're not gonna go on there.
And you know what their argument was? Their argument was, hey, Arizona does not recognize daylight savings time.
That's okay. We don't care.
Y'all idiots are in a whole other fucking time zone. You talk about not recognizing daylight saving times. You acknowledge the time zone,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you don't acknowledge the fucking daylight savings time. Like, bro,
Yeah, that's why I know. It's just infinite life. That's why I said that time shit don't mean nothing. Made up.
y'all gotta relax.
No down shit. Exactly. So now they want to control.
Yeah,
I control.
it's
Keep
definitely all about control, control,
it
control.
as something certain, as
But
if you notice. Look, time changing day and night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, what the hell?
Yeah, they tweaking.
I guess they think the same shit they are for.
Big body tweaking. Virgo Tastic, how are you, beloved?
All them cool people.
How is everything, everyone? Hope the family is lovely. Oh, man. All right. You about ready?
What's up? Yeah, let's get it. Drop it on.
Let's get it. Where we got? Episode 39 of the Get Righteous podcast. Woo. One away from them Kemp numbers. For 40 on. As always, every episode is brought to you by that Blazing That 420 Medicals LLC, as well as BC Marketing LLC, for all of your custom needs, whether it be t-shirts, whether it be, I'm looking at headbands because I'm looking at the back of your head right. You put hair, you got some sort of color in your joint? Okay. Well, look at you. Customs, headbands, hats, fitteds.
The spirituality to another level.
Word. You feel me? T-shirts, sweats, kicks, whatever the case may be. You see the gentleman up top for all of your digital marketing needs, whether that be social media management, email marketing, content marketing, flyers, logos, menus, you name it. You come see me, and I will take great care of you. Per the norm, we run advertising slots on the podcast. We run 15, 30, and 45-second advertisements. So if you would like to promote your business, your venture, whatever you got going on with us, you would be exposed to our viewership and our listenership, which is roughly over 2K on each streaming platform, whether it be Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify. Yes. So that's definitely a good look for you. If you would like to talk pricing, you can DM either one of us, and we will take care of you. What else? The Patreon. Yes. New content is coming to the Patreon. We have one video up there right now. A very, very, very good build. Some very, very good information that you definitely should be in the know about, things that we can't really talk about on the social platforms due to censorship and all of these things. So you get the raw cut, the uncut gems, as they say, on the Patreon. So the link is in the bio of the Get Righteous podcast. You can subscribe. There are two tiers of subscriptions. So choose your poison, and that is that. All right. We appreciate y'all as always. So with that being said, episode 39. The birth of BS.
About to be on that show.
Oh, baby. Listen.
Good, yeah, he hit me up. He said he has something to say. He said he got something to say. You got the picture up? You got the picture up with a laptop or something to bring up for the people song?
Nah, I'm over here watching. I got mines up right now. I'm getting ready for them to come back and be all groovy and what.
How do I find that picture? Because to be able to explain what I gotta say later after you do it.
Episode 39, Birth of the BS. We need to have a conversation. And the conversation that we need to have, there is a story that broke, and it's being swept under the rug, especially on mainstream media. But you know how the internet work. They did not let go of it. It is a constant debate topic, a constant hot conversation, hot button, as they say. It has to do with the situation of a Caucasian mother giving birth to two melanated babies. As the story goes, the mother and the father were able to gain possession of embryos that were set to be destroyed from a embryo housing facility, and they were set to be destroyed by order of the biological parents. However, way they got their hands on these embryos is up for whatever type of conversation.
We know that.
You feel me?
Well,
So the visuals of everything is the white mother laying there in the hospital bed with the dad right there, and these whole melanated babies.
I need that picture.
So it starts and broaches the topic of how far is too far. I've got some very spirited arguments, not even debates, about this very topic, especially with a few of the of my white comrades who understand now how crazy this shit sounds. You understand? Because we're talking about people stealing embryos and then carrying the babies to term. We all know that white cannot create black. We know this. We've had this conversation many a time. But we know that black can create white. It can create every color in the spectrum, right? So, to me, it's really pushing forth something that's going to be and is way more damaging than I think people are really giving it credit for. And because my question, and I pose this question to everyone who's listening and watching along, how is this going to work? We can get into the deeper shit after that, but my first question is, how is this going to work? Because these black children that you are going to raise are going to run into black problems, and you're not qualified to raise them and teach them what they need to know. So my question to you, my sir up top, my question to you is, what in the hell is going on?
Well, that's why as you talk about it and bringing it and explaining it, I'm on here clicking, hitting buttons. I get an article from, when was this? This is June 6, 2016.
I didn't even break down the sick shit yet. That's
White,
because it gets way sicker. It's not as black and white as
exactly.
She had black kids. The shit is sick.
Now,
the reasoning behind it got sick.
Says white couple explains decision to give birth to black triplets and adopt black children. So, it's saying here they went to a church or something, donated the African American children, boy and girl. They said their family had went to the adoption agency. It was an adoption agency. They adopted the black kids, and then somehow, I guess through, like you said, through like some organization or something, National Embryo Donation Center.
They were set to be destroyed. The embryos were set to be destroyed, but yet they got their hands on them. Now, here's the underlying issue that I have. One of the underlying issues. We all know how rampant this situation is with black women disappearing. We know this. Being kidnapped, being taken. We know that a lot of our women who die, they're harvesting the bodies for any sign of embryos. We know this already. This is Googleable. This is all things that you can go search. The numbers are there.
Right.
It's sick shit. Does this tie into, folks call it a quote unquote conspiracy theory, right? Does this tie into the fact that white folks are feeling as if they're not reproducing enough? Now they feel like they have to store black embryos and try to have black children? Or is it more of a fetish?
That's You know, that's something that they know. Like, you know what I mean? The elders know. Ones that study and figure it out know. That they know at a point in time that their shit gonna come to a stop, line gonna come to a stop, shit not gonna be able to produce the way um our earth is just, running at the time, or I can say just structuring itself at the time. You know what I mean? It's a different time. You know what I mean? It's a different time for different species. Real things coming to light, real science is coming to light. Knowing that it's already dated, for a year to where, this would be a fully carbonated planet again. You know what I mean? Mostly all carbonated ran again. From Africans down to the true form or the true Indian. 100, also my boy.
Oh,
Um,
good, my guy.
so when we say fetish, it's not a fetish because everything we do,
Mostly fetishized.
they have
I look at us as being
everything we do. They have to make a point to try to grasp or hold on to something of it. You know what I'm saying? Like we like I just got my hair blow dried out, but my hair was just out. It was curly. Now they got something out for them. They can go get called wavy hair, and the picture is in the form of the bottle, but look just like, oh, come on, you already know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
saying like we know that with just now with so called uh conscious cats, just finding out, and figuring out about all the ancestors dug up and used for food and painting and everything. They know how powerful a nine ether being is. You know what I'm saying? And they know the difference between a nine ether being and a six ether being. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just as in those babies that they
What?
got right here, just as in the babies that they got right here on the screen.
Right.
Now, yeah, she might have been implanted with black embryo. She might have been implanted with the genetics of a Eve gene being, and somehow was able to produce, embryos are babies with a coating of melanated skin. But as we look at the hair and see the hair is still straight up. The hair is straight. Their hair is still pointing. Their hair is still straight, which is they still got six ether hair because still the dominant gene coming from that force of body. Come from that force of from genetics of creation is a six ether being, with
Huh.
just a piece and part of a nine ether being, which only gives you the form, just like a piece and part of nine ether being does when they mate with a six ether being, meaning uh, a Kemetic being and a Caucasian being. So that's why
Right.
they mate. Somehow the kid is a little darker, complexion is darker, but they still got the six ether being strings. They still got the hair that's straight, uh, curl out the other way, not nine ether wise. You know what I'm saying? They still got those because the genetics highly in human beings are highly in women. First the Eve, the black woman, and then the black man, and then you have six ether and a six ether man, which is already, lower forms of us. So that's why it's never going to fully be what they want it to be. Of course, that's been something that they've been trying to do all their lives. So now the only thing that they can do is take the science that they do know and start to use that to its advantage. But the only thing that's going to show you as to go forward far more in advance as when we start to get into the video that's on the Patreon. All this coexist. I mean, coexist together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Why are kids going missing? Why are black women going missing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why so many? What do they need them for? What are they doing? What are they taking from them? You
Right.
start to get visions and pointers of what's going on and why these things are happening. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna get into it because it's really my lecture, but I'll just read, a piece of it. So when you see the pictures, this is how you can tell or look like, okay, yeah, they might have the embryos, but we can just tell by the futures. And six, we can see the six ether being still fully there. They just got a little bit of melanated skin, which is not what's going to do them any good. They're figuring out how can they save a race of people, a race of six and five ether beings that's
That's
not
what.
able to hold. Yeah, that's not going to be able to hold and sustain what the planet Earth future is, has in hand for us. You know what I'm saying? So nine ether is the highest of all spiritual powers,
Right.
activated through nature and the hormones of the human Elohim, manifested nine to the ninth power of the nine, 999, which is the highest of supreme mathematics as seen in our hair texture. The number 9 is a symbol of birth. We have a natural curl in our hair that shapes like a 9. We, the Elohim, lost our spiritual powers a long ago when we interfered to change our 9 ether sheep, trying to get all streamed and put all that crazy stuff, whatever, to take away from our woolly content to emulate the 6 ether goat-like straight hair of a Hazel, the fallen one, another name for Sama El, the fallen other
MIL.
bought by the beings, which we call 6 ether, and that's the Caucasian race. Like I said, this all have to do nothing with race and nothing. We just speaking
Whole other
race of what we're talking about. But this is a lecture that lecture is going to be on our Patreon when I go into what 9. From 9 ether to 8 to 7 to 6 to 5 ether beings, and then I'm going to break down why these certain people eat this, these certain people eat that, why everything is changed up, why certain people do get diseases and get effed up because they live in a certain part of the world or certain places that don't coexist with what you're supposed to be having. But we're gonna get back onto where we at with the babies and
Nah, it all has credence.
Yeah.
It all has credence, and it's all connected, and it's kind of
Right.
crazy because one of the questions that we're gonna get to at the end that we had come in actually ties into your lecture. It's how, like we always be clicking in the right space, but my point or my next point is to pretty much back what you said, like, because in terms of people like to consider it conspiracy theory, about one quote unquote race dying out, and you got to recharge the troops per se, blah 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 blah, and then you see all these black women being kidnapped, X, Y, and Z. Like I said, the numbers are there to support it. So, in terms of this specific incident, and I had this conversation with a few people, and it's like, what are you really going to do?
Like I just like real quick, not to cut you off, but I just want to show you see the difference. You can see the difference between the ones that they adopted 49 ether to the ones that's mixed with the other gene. How do I change it? Now you see right here the adopted 49 ether. You see in the being, and then you see still with the 6 ether straight here, only here because they can't fully be 9 ether. Is not 2E forms of gene, which is ours is 9, 8, and 7, and then it goes down from there. That's what I was just explaining.
Right. So, yeah. So my question is, like, where, like, there's really nothing that you could do. Like, you're gonna run into these issues. You're gonna run into problems that we face. The systems that we face, whether it's prejudice, whether it's race, whatever the case may be, like, you're gonna run at this head on. So my question is, like, what are y'all going to do? It's different when you have and like when you have an interracial relationship going on, you have kids and you have both active parents, whichever one is black can take this head on. You understand? Like, but you don't have that. You don't have that dynamic. That dynamic doesn't exist in their household. So to me, it's damaging, because what you gonna do? You gonna call your black friend? You're gonna be like, yo, X, Y, and Z happened, blah 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 blah. Like I need your help. Like,
yeah, to be 100, that's the only thing I can say. Is that's what you're gonna have to do? Like, what I'm saying, because these are, and that is the problems you're gonna run into. You're gonna run into the problems of they're going to run into real problems, that black people run into, people in art minorities, also, just of color, worldwide. So, when it comes down to, school and, why you this and why your parents that, when it come down to police, running down on your kid and asking them why they're here or there, when it comes down to, you know, these two kids did something, but the punishment is different for this one and that. Like that's what you about to face. Like you about to get a taste of the life you so called feel that you want to be so much a part of, and go ahead and
Right.
get. You know what I mean? It's effed up that the kids gonna have to go through it somehow. Hopefully, you know, they just grow up strong enough within them to pull enough ancestors around them that just to help them get through this stage and why they came back and returned, you know, to this cycle that, you know, in this time, in this form to go through this, somehow or some way, I guess it's to show something, to show us something. So hopefully, you know, it's in the long run, you know, it don't hurt them. But as far as that, as far as the parents and the you know, it's way more to it. They didn't just go there and just say, "Oh yeah, you know, I think I just want to." You got any black women embryos? You know what I mean? You know, any around laying for me and stuff. So you know,
That
so
was strategic, bro. Like
yeah,
to me,
you know, backdrop because there's been multiple families that adopt black kids and nobody, and not when it was time for them to go, you know, have, you know, and do what they do. You know, we gonna go. Oh, let me go change my whole, you know, biological being just so I can have these kids come out, you know, darker and look more like the you know, the adopted kids, because if you can see, you know, one is of course melanated and the other one is you can surely see that, you know, is she's mixed and definitely not of African descent. So it couldn't have been that. You know, it's always more to it. And then it's always just the need for them to have a piece of ours. And let me not say that because
that's 100 though.
when it comes to no that is 100, of course, you know, the facts, you know that the facts is facts, but I just want to say that they have to be a part and have a piece of anything, whether it's good, crazy, bad. They just gotta be there. They gotta be there. Something going on here with these two different types of people. These people here that's in control of certain people in majority, a certain ether, six ether, has to be a part of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Something good is going over here. They gotta find a way to come make it and making sure that they a piece of it, they're a part of it. So that's just us and us being nine ether real creators. We're real creators. We create. We create the other graphs and they live what we create. We created all that structure, all that they got. That chamber of hidden books that they told y'all they burned in Alexandria. See, I don't know true stories about shit. Y'all hear conscious people and think that they telling y'all the truth, and then they know what they talking about. They'll tell y'all, half a conscious Egyptologists will tell y'all that they burnt the books and they don't have the knowledge and don't know what's going on when they do have
Yeah.
and tricked y'all and put the shit up. But we're not gonna get on that because this is how they running shit. This is how they able to control. They got it. They got the blueprint. They have our blueprint. They know what it takes. So they can do that. They can do that because we're not ready yet fully as beings, no matter what, from 9 to 5 to say, okay, we need to change this and get on a different level. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's you know, that's just something too. So they always gonna want a piece, they always gonna want to grasp, they always gonna want to come in and nudge in. But now I just want to see how it play out. As you said, we're gonna see how it play out. And
Yeah.
definitely got some more because we're gonna have more fire and more heat on this
Because
with it. I don't
like,
want too
I,
much,
I personally
you
want to
know,
know.
before the lecture. I don't want to drop too much
All
on
right.
it, but I
Yeah.
want to get y'all in tune anyway to know. So when you know when I do put the lecture up, you know, like, okay, let me go get that. Let me go watch because I'm going to strip this. I'm going to strip this down. I'm going to show y'all where everybody comes from. I'm going to show y'all what every piece of percentage, everything they got about them in them. I'm going to show you why certain people look like in certain things. I'm gonna show y'all what ether mean, nine ether. I'm gonna show y'all there's a difference between a nine ether, human, mankind, all that. I'm gonna put all that in there. You're gonna be the drop. I'm gonna show y'all why there is no countries, no none of them other things, no none of that. That's why you only get them certain races when they ask you your race because they know there's only a few. Then that's dealing with the nine ether. They show you the nine ether when you go fill out. Are you black, white, or what's the name? They showing you that. It's not asking if you Ukrainian, United States, Russian. It's not asking you the whole list to go point and pick what you are. They ask you what non-ether being you are. That's what y'all. What ether being you are. We are different ethers. I'm saying nine. Everybody's not nine, but y'all gotta understand that. That's why I say all this playing in. You know what I mean? All this playing the one to why a lot of things is going on now because a certain ether is trying to figure out how they gonna survive. So that's what I got for this. I can't go on too much. That's what I got for this. I can't go on too much on this. Here we 36. We're gonna let Zito talk, and then we're gonna answer questions. That's it, right? I'm going into what is this stuff is for the lecture. I'm putting this on back. Yeah, y'all see my hair. Some of y'all see my hair. Some of y'all, what's going on? This is my new spiritual stage. This is what I'm going into. This is my new my form and what I'm conjuring and bringing in forth with the Heru Guru stance of spirituality I'm taking. So it's a new form of color to enlighten the new Hadu that I'm working towards, which is the blue Hadu, to stay away from that fiery red. So I got it implanted in one. So that's just in case. I'm not going to keep explaining it until I really drop the science and what's going on.
The more you know. I will say this, like this is I'm interested in and different perspectives on this topic of, you know, the embryos being taken and being raised by people that are not designated, that weren't the designated people who were going to raise it. Like it's kind of freaky, and it's kind
of I mean, for a lot of people, yeah, it's just gonna be freaky. But for me, like I mean, like my access level and documentaries and lectures, I done watched some of them 3 hours. You know what I mean? Just one lecture. I done seen live videos of, you know what I mean, a full man being transformed into a, you know what I mean, from down low to a full, like showing the whole, you know what I mean, breakdown and structure of all. So this is stuff they've been showing us for years. But y'all think everything is a game. Y'all think everything is it's fixing some bullshit, you know what I mean? Some bull crap. Y'all think all the movies and all that, y'all think that's just some nonsense. How y'all think this stuff is even brought up or thought of or put together? How y'all even think that they able to even come up with this stuff? Y'all really think that people just sitting in their house just making it up? Like
of
they'll
always they always put it in the movie.
yeah. Y'all think people are really sitting behind some of these people are creative and they do, you know, do their thing, but a lot of this is it's already been there. They just taking something that they had got or was given to study and get a knowledge of and started putting, you know what I mean, things together. So like, you know what I mean? Like y'all gotta understand a lot of this stuff has already been shown and a lot of the stuff that's about to come to light in the eyes view, don't be shocked or afraid. The time now is to know that they wilding. They've been wilding. It's a wild field down here. This underground. Never mind. Let's take us to the questions before this video don't make it. Take it down.
Man, listen, this is why we say subscribe to the Patreon, because you get to dive into, you know, things that we, you know, really can't hit on because the platforms are controlled the way that they are. With that being said, the questions that came in, let's get to the Q&A, obviously. The first question we have says, love the podcast. My question is, what is your takes on the 666 theory? Why would they lie to us and make it evil? This, I said, it tied into what your lecture is going to be. So that's why I saved that one for not last, but that's one of the top questions.
So yeah, and just like you, this is
could say a few things on it, obviously, to give you a simplistic understanding as to what it is.
Right. And
Six theory is basically the understanding that it's 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons.
what does that make? What does
That
that?
that
That's
makes
what's that
element
actual source of carbon in
and
in the universe, the planes. That's the what you see. You know what I mean? Past the what's the name, and that's us. That's what your goddess, the Eve, our mother goddess was made of. The one the first humans here made of right here on this earth, this planet. We are gold, the cosmos, that's us. So that's why it's changed. As if anything, they changed the light to dark and dark to light. It's just a switcheroo. So a lot of what I was starting to explain in the beginning of this, just listen to that and then get ready for the Patreon. When I do drop this, I'll be I'm starting to piece it up. I got what's needed. So I'll start piecing it up piece by piece, and then we there, we good. Give me 1 second. Z, hold it down.
what I will say though, in terms of the 666 theory, it turns everything that you know, religion wise, upside down. Because we all know if you subscribe to a certain religion, if you subscribe to Christianity, Catholicism, whatever the case may be, you are taught to believe that the number 666 is evil and all of these things. And they condemn it, it's the mark of the beast, the mark of the devil, blah, 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 blah. But once you understand the controlling tactics that have been put in place to suppress us from reaching our maximum potential. These are just one of those constructs put in place, systems put in place to limit us, to limit our reach, our understanding, our knowledge base, our growth. And that's what the 666 theory ties into.
My man, yeah.
Literally disprove that they have told you that that number means. You understand? So that's why this in particular is a very deep topic.
Like,
Don't approach it. Don't
oh,
take it lightly. Don't try to ingest it and think it's going to be something light, because it literally will turn your whole entire belief system upside down. But that is where you'll gain the knowledge, like, yo, now I know that a lot of what I was taught was lies.
thanks. Exactly.
And
And why we
why they continuously pump it, why they do this, why they do. This is when you start to ask those questions, and this is when you literally start to grow mentally. And that's what we're here for.
that's why we're gonna get into it. We're gonna break down the ethers. We're gonna break down the ethers. We're gonna break it all down.
On a much lighter note, second question. With the announcements of the latest versus battles,
Who is it?
who y'all got? Now the first one that got announced, they're taking everybody to church. Mary versus BC Winans. We already know where that one's going to go. There's no way anybody beats BB and CC. Period.
Hey, who is it?
It's Mary versus BB and CC Winans. That is the first one that was announced.
Yeah, I gotta see that one.
Everybody, loves Mary and they shackles and they want to dance and shit. Cool. But when it comes to BB and CC and church music, that got gospel music, they are not for play.
Right. Facts.
So that's woof. Secondarily, the second one that was announced is Cypress Hill versus Onix.
I don't think them two. I don't know. Both of them deserve to be on there, but they just matching against the wrong
Mm-hmm.
teams. You know what I'm saying? Like they matching against the wrong teams. Like
Yeah.
that's
because the argument is, yo, Cypress Hill has such a big catalog and they have a lot of features and everything like that. I'm like, all right, to me, Be Real, yeah, he got a lot of features. Let's be clear. Like, he jumped on a lot of joints with Snoop. He's on a few Ice
Yeah,
Cube songs.
once you
Wow.
isn't everything like that, but like you said, we talking about just group wise.
Uggs, like, cool on the mixtape circuit, but
Yeah,
doing shit by himself.
damn, them two to go against. They need to go against different people. They need to go against different people, but they still need to both be up there. So with that one, I'm just gonna have to see how they come out because I don't know how it's even going.
Because to me,
That's two different.
drop for
Two different
Cypress going to drop Kill a Man,
yeah,
and Onix is going to drop Throw Your Guns.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's two.
Going to drop something for the weed smokers, whatever the case may be, and Onix is going to dig in your ass for about 6 or 7 more songs.
Yeah,
none of your songs can top out anything by Onix.
Stoners, yeah, you gonna be talking about the stoners and shit. These motherfuckers gonna be out there getting crazy, especially if it's in New York. Yeah, that shit is a massive right there. It's gonna be over.
What they gonna do when they drop Shut Them Down?
That's gonna be over early. We was getting
they play that X verse in New York.
Basketball games.
What's gonna happen when they drop X verse for Shut Them Down in New York? They gonna go crazy.
Facts.
Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Onix on that one. Cypher, I got you, but not that one.
Right.
We got any more?
I will say this though. The one that intrigued me that they didn't say it who versus who yet. They said it was label versus label. So that piqued my interest because you can go a whole lot of different ways with that.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Oh, I need to know. Skip all the other shit. Let me know when they doing that, and then I'll
right.
On a full blown episode for y'all. We gonna do it. Okay, they can turn the whole episode on. We gonna play songs and everything for the whole goddamn network. God damn it.
So out of everything, that's what was announced.
Okay.
So
more questions we had for the night, or that was it?
BB and CC winning that, and Onix winning that other one. Want to see what they talking about when it comes to label versus label.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you know.
I got a feeling that's going to be a huge one that they're going to probably sell out an arena for.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. That's going to be a night. That's sold out. That's going to be like a concert, man.
That's going to be a show.
That's going to be like
got one more before we wrap it up, and we are right within the time limits. It's beautiful. You've done top 5s before. I like those a lot. My question is, what's the top 5 mob movies of all time?
Top 5 what?
Top 5 mob movies of all time.
What?
Okay. See, now you talking. All right?
What?
Don't make me call the paisans.
What? Y'all not
okay.
You're not ready for this, Paisani?
Top 5. All right.
I'm gonna have to
go. How about we do this? We both know what we're gonna say is number 1.
We could do a what's the name? We could do an episode for y'all, right? Because right now we can clean the board. Right now,
literally
easy. Like
I already know what number 1's going.
Yeah, you already know where we're going with number 1.
So we're just gonna take Goodfellas off the table.
Yeah, we already know where we're going with number 1. Number 1.
We just going.
I always wanted to be a gangster. You feel me? Like we know that's New Jersey and New York. That's autumn. You feel me? Like we going with that, and then see, I can shake it up. This is how deep we go with the mobs. I can go with the fellow mob.
Use you.
I could go
how
with
the fuck am I funny?
Facts. Tell me what the fuck is so funny about me. Tell me. Here's about to smash him out.
Woo-wee. All right. So Goodfellas is out the way. Go ahead.
Yeah, with throwing The Godfather Part 1 onto it there, I could still switch it up and go La Bella Mafia when the dads died, and then the women took over.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all seen that one?
Fair. That's
Y'all that one?
fair.
Yeah, but we gonna
That's,
still gotta stick with. See, it gets tricky when we go good. I mean, Godfather, because you can start with one or two. Not to exclude the third one come a little later. Third, it's some more between that. We got the Bronx joint.
the third hits a little hard
We
though
got
because
we got Lucky
someone
Luke.
got killed at the end. That one just
We got Lucky
oh,
Luke in movie. We got they movie. So we got a lot more into play in that, and that had Lucky Lou. That had what's my boy Vegas. He had what was my boy the Vegas dude?
talking about casino.
The slick guy. Nah, he was playing cats out. What was his name?
Okay, I know who you're talking
But you
about.
know who I'm talking about. You know he was a pretty gangster, but he
Yeah,
was a put you where the fishes is at. So
yeah.
we Goodfellas, we're gonna have to go with Godfather. We just going with Godfather, period. So you can
See
pick.
now where the argument starts to get muddy and everything like that because people like to say the Untouchables. Like, all right, the Untouchables wasn't really a mob movie.
Yeah,
Untouchables
I
really,
couldn't say that, but
let's be clear.
yeah,
That's what the Untouchables was about. So I always push Untouchables out, but I
yeah,
will squeeze Public Enemies in because that was about Dillinger.
yeah.
Like everybody always forgets about Dillinger.
That,
Everybody always likes to forget about Meyer Lansky.
yeah.
Everybody always likes to forget about Capone and Bugani and all of them.
That's
Like
what I'm saying. So you gotta throw a Chicago joint in. You gotta throw Capone. So you gotta. It's a line to where because each line got to stick in. You know what I mean? The Chicago line, the Jersey and what's the name line? But that's Goodfellas. The New Jersey and New York line is Goodfellas automatic. Philly in them. Um,
absolutely.
Cali had a little something. They was more sophisticated, but hell yeah, of course, you don't think that greasy goddamn town was, you know what I'm saying? Had
Right.
some slicksters. That's why they did that movie. They finally did one about, you know what I mean? Them
I
cats.
think I think the sleeper that gets in there now is the Irishman, honestly, because
Yeah, I think I'm not sure. Like, I'm sure I probably watched it. If not, I'm probably gonna watch it again. But
yeah,
I'm sure like
dealt with it dealt with Jimmy Hoffa and the Teamsters and everybody who was connected to that. You
oh,
feel me?
okay.
So that gets in there. I don't consider that John Gotti movie that John Travolta did. Get that the fuck out of here. That was bullshit.
It's on. It's on my Tubi. I still ain't watched it. See, my joint is y'all want to know. Y'all want to watch it. Woo, matter of fact, I got one that's in there. And most of y'all don't even know. Let me see.
But there's plenty of sleepers that you could
Pop
throw
up. I'm,
top five that everybody don't like to consider mob. You know what I'm saying? King of New York, one of them. How can you not talk about Frank White? How dare you? You'd be sacrilegious not to talk about Frank White.
Facto.
No block deals, no dope deals, no nothing. I want in. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Word. Now 100. Cats don't know about that.
That Public Enemies, like I said, because they talk that movie is so slept on as a mob movie. Everybody like to say Casino, just because. It's hard to round out a top five, just because there's so many good, like dedicated mob joints. If you wanted to, you actually could throw Hoodlum in too, just because it dealt with Bumpy Johnson and.
Right here, yo. Peep this right here.
Mm-hmm.
When I seen this one right here,
There you go. That's the one.
1996 movie right here. When I
Mm-hmm.
seen this joint, that's in my top. That's in my top. Right
Hey,
here. You can watch that right. You can
hey,
watch not that one, not that bull crap up there like he was talking about with
yeah.
Rock Post. I'm talking about you go click on it, you click that right there, you can watch the full movie. But I'm talking about that joint right here. That joint was telling you how what really went on in New York and why why it was over. That movie gonna tell you right there. So we can get this all night. As I said, we could do a whole episode on this. We about to clean up. I gotta make it to the store before everything shut down out this joint.
Right.
we gonna do a if y'all want to, we could do a whole session to it. We could do clips, we could do all that. Favorite clips, favorite rap scenes, all that. We could do all that for y'all. Music. I love the music.
That's the dope shit about mob movies. The Departed, yo. That is like, how can you not have The Departed in there? Because that was ridiculous.
They got busy. That's why I said it's a few of them. So it's a few of them.
But we are at the time, so we would like to thank everybody for coming out. We appreciate you. Everything will be uploaded. If you missed anything, probably by the end of the night or early in the morning, so we'll be ready for your Monday. Whether you commuting, you working from home, whatever the case, throw your guys on and just vibe out.
Word. You already know. Thanks for coming through. We love y'all. I will have that lecture done for the Patreon soon. I will do our Zito will do a version to where he taking like 5 or 10 minutes out of it, and we can put it up for y'all so y'all can get a full, not full, but get just a more understanding of what we mean when this lecture done on the Patreon about the 9 ether, the embryos, all that different stuff. Like, you know what I mean? That's going on. I mean, you're going to be able to see. I'm telling you, you'll be able to see. So when I drop this, we're going to take a piece off so that we can drop it for y'all. So it's like 5 or 10 minutes and y'all can see. And then you'll know, like, oh, yeah, I need to go get that. I mean, you're going to need that. You're going to need that. But we love y'all for coming through. We love y'all for watching. We love y'all for listening when y'all do. We know y'all going to be clicking on and listening to it. I got a mad people, you know, that don't got IGs and stuff. So they trying to set up their IGs and all that. But they do listen to the YouTube. They tell me they wait for it to come and get posted on the YouTube or the other sites. So that's just to let y'all know that, yeah, just because they don't come in and sit down with us and watch us live, they waiting for it to hit the waves. So we love y'all. We love y'all too who wait for it to hit the waves and listen to it. I just want to put that on here now because I know y'all listening. So we love all y'all, all the family that's rocking with us. Start following us. Start hitting our links when you do follow us. We on TikTok. We on IG. We on Facebook. We got a Patreon. We on YouTube. We on Google. Blah, 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 bing. You gonna see it all in there. We love y'all. See, I had to hit y'all with the bada bing. We love y'all. Have a great night. Peace. Alright, Z.
Ciao, Bella.
Bella. Don't make me buzz. Alright, I'm out of here. Peace. Get their head up, now it's red up. Let my eyes hit the ground so you keep your head up. We wanna do